Today, it is finally time for me to announce that I am bringing back the Fantasy Draft Challenge. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with my Draft Champion series that I did way back when, before Draft Champions was even in NHL, let me go through the rules, and I'm going to announce the first team here today. The Fantasy Draft Challenge is going to be something I do every single week leading into NHL 24. Each week, I will choose a new team with the ultimate goal of winning the Stanley Cup. I will be hopping into a fantasy season mode, drafting my team, and trying to win the Stanley Cup. But it's much more complicated than that. When it comes to drafting the team, I have to have at least 6 players from the original team drafted by me. It doesn't matter if it's 6 forwards, 3 forwards, 2 defensemen and a goalie, or whatever. 6 players that I draft on this team have to be from the original team. So, for example, if I'm the Toronto Maple Leafs, I have to have 6 current Toronto Maple Leafs on the team. I will be drafting the first 18 players, and the computer will do the rest. So to make things even harder on myself, I have 18 picks, and a third of those have to be from the original team. However, I can kind of play around with that. 6 players from the original team must play all games. That means that I have 6 players from the current roster on my team at all times, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the 6 players that I draft. I will be allowed to make 1 outgoing trade throughout the duration of this season. That means when the trade deadline comes around and there's 1 player I think I should be obtaining, I'll go after that 1 player. I can make 1 trade. However, unlimited incoming trades are allowed, which means if somebody's offering me a trade, I can't accept it. Now, when making my trade offer, I'm not allowed to include draft picks. However, if the CPU wants to add some draft picks to my trade, I'm allowed to accept it. Now, to choose where we're going to be drafting in these fantasy drafts, I'm going to randomize this screen 3 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, and for the first one, number 7 at the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hopefully, I'll be able to get Austin Matthews. Now, the salary cap is on, and of course, like I said, I'm not allowed to trade draft picks. Now, if an incoming offer has draft picks in them on my side or their side, it doesn't matter. I can't accept it, but I'm not allowed to edit trades that are sent to me. Either I accept it or I decline it. I'll be looking to do this every Friday. I want to do like a Franchise Fridays with Thrash kind of thing, where every Friday I have a new team that we go after the cup with in this fantasy draft format. And last but not least, the team I'm going to be using, you guys are going to choose the team every single week. Now, this Friday, I'm going to be doing the Toronto Maple Leafs. We will be drafting 7th, like we announced in this video. So that means this Friday, episode 1 will appear for you guys, and you're going to leave a comment on that video letting me know what team you want to see the week after. Now, this does not count. This is going to be completely refreshed on Friday, but I want to give you guys a little bit of an idea of how this is going to look. Matthews goes number 5 to Detroit, so I can't get him. So I'll probably have to go with like Mitch Marner or something to make sure I get a top tier Toronto Maple Leaf on my team. So that's 1, and the salary cap is on, and that's already 10 million taken up. Morgan Rielly just went to St. Louis. I can't get him, but looking around here, I can get any one of these players as long as I have 6 of the original Toronto Maple Leafs on my team. Now, for this, injuries are going to be off. I think that makes the most sense. Of course, salary cap will be on, and I'm just going to leave everything else as it is. I'm not going to touch any of it because that is the default setting. So other than that, we're going to start our career and start our fantasy draft. I have it set to on, move ourselves to 7 because that's where we were, and let's start this fantasy draft and see what happens. This is not official. This is not start for for Friday. I just want to go through and give you guys an idea of how things are going to look. And of course, with my first pick, I will take Mitch Marner. William Nylander went to Detroit there, so I'm going to go instead, and I'm going to take a defenseman, I think. And we're going to go with Morgan Rielly. So that's 2 Toronto Maple Leafs already taken off the board. I don't have to worry too much about the rest now. I can wait until later. If I want to get a goalie and get Samsonov, I can get him or Matt Murray. I have a forward, I have a defenseman, I only need 4 more Leafs, and I have 16 picks to get that done. Now, I'm going to go ahead and draft a team super quickly just to give you guys an idea. This will not be my team for Friday. We'll do a redraft and restart where we're going, but I just want to give you guys an idea of what things are going to look like. Actually, do you know what? Tavares is available. I'll take him too. Might as well. So we have Tavares, Marner, Rielly coming back. Matthews and Nylander are not coming back. I'll keep playing around with this and have some fun.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so I went ahead and drafted my players. You can see what I have here. I have 4 centers, 3 left wingers, 3 right wingers, 7 defensemen, and 1 goalie. The AI is now going to draft the rest. Sim the entire draft, see what the computer picks, and I will be throwing in these players onto my lineup. That being said, I did go ahead and make sure I had 6 Leafs on the team. Going through, you see I have Marner, Riley, Tavares, Muzzin, Giordano, Shen, and I even threw in James Reimer, Phil Kessel in there, and JVR. As for the rest, that was all drafted by the AI, so we'll have to see what they threw in for us to use. Now, when doing the draft, you notice I had 7 defensemen, even though injuries are off. I made a mistake. I realized I didn't have enough Leafs. I wanted one more. I seen the defensemen. I took them, so that's why I had too many defensemen and not enough wingers. Now, this is what the team would be looking like, and it looks all right. You know, we got some stuff going on here. You know, I can play around with the lines, get everything else going. Lots of Bruins, Krejci and Bergeron here. What's going on, guys? Good to see ya. Here's the thing: we got a 69 overall player and a 78 overall player. Defense isn't looking bad. I will say that. Defense looks all right. We got Riley, Muzzin, Shen. I don't see Giordano, so I would have to get him in here. So that way 6 Leafs are on here no matter what. And our goaltending, well, we got Reimer. I'm sorry, Leafs fans. And we have Silos. So, not the best tandem. However, here's the thing. We can't forget about free agency. We are allowed to make 1 free agent signing at the beginning of the year. 1. And right now, looking at it, we might have to go with a forward, because that 69 overall forward, probably not our best option. So we head over the free agency and we take a look to see who's available. Now, I only have $5 million in cap space at the moment, and if I want to make a trade in the future, I'm going to need to have cap space as well. So I have to be careful for who I go for. Luckily for me, a lot of these guys just want to play in the NHL this year, so I can sign any of them, but I can only sign 1. Now, we could go for a backup goalie. I'm not going to worry about that now because we do get to make 1 trade later in the year, and we're looking for somebody for the 4th line. I'm going to go with Jesper Fast, put him on the team, give him a contract. What's up, buddy? Of course, we only need him for 1 year, and if he signs, great, we have our new 4th liner. Now, we were offered a trade. Take a look at this. Guess what? I'm obviously not going to accept it, but we were offered a trade, and we can accept as many incoming offers as we want. Foss says yes. Let's call him up to the NHL. Now, this leaves us with Scott Mayfield not having a role on the team at the moment. This could be good for us. This could be trade bait. You know what I mean? Somebody may really want to have him at some point, so we're going to throw him up on the block. We have called up Jesper Foss, so let's edit up our lines. So this is what I'm looking at here. We got Kubalik, Bergeron, and Kessel, JVR, Tavares, and Marner, Foss, Krejci, Bertuzzi, Stenlund, Stahl, Nyquist. On defense, we're going to go Riley, Letang, Orlov, Giordano, Shen, and Muzzin. And in net, we are going to rock with James Reimer. We'll see how this goes. We may need to look for a goalie in the future. Now, from here, I would sim all the way to the Christmas break. We'd take a look at everyone, go through any trades we may have been offered, and then make our way to the trade deadline from there. Now, that's where I'm going to end this video. Friday, we're going to do it all again. We're going to redraft the team. We're going to do a full season and try and win the Stanley Cup with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, I need your help. Let me know if you want to see 3 episodes or 1. If I do 3 episodes, the first episode would be the draft itself. The second episode would be the regular season. And the third, if we make the playoffs, would be the playoffs. And every Friday, we're going to start a brand new team. Regardless, it's going to do it for this episode of this series, just letting you guys know the rules. But I'm really excited to be getting back into this. I haven't done this for a very long time. I had to get the rules to you guys, but now that you know, I'll be able to send this video out to anyone who asks, and we can go ahead and start on Friday. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Stay frosty.